There we go. Okay, please stand for the pledge.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call. Supervisor Coyer.
Here.
Councilman Barber.
Here.
Councilman Carter.
Here.
Councilman Zalowski.
Here.
Councilman Barron.
Yes.
What do you have up there? There we go. Okay. Happy New Year, everybody.
Happy New Year.
Okay, this is our organizational meeting for 2025, and there are no public comments on this meeting, so we'll get started. First one, resolution to approve the 2025 Town Board regular meeting schedule. All of these are the third or fourth Wednesday of the month, with the exception of, you can see September 17th. That's what I figure will be our first budget meeting. And then November 24th and December 22nd, those are Mondays because those are during the holiday weeks.
Okay, so your motion, did we have to say the dates, or you just say item
No.
3?
You can say,
Approving the
Yep.
new dates for 2025. All right, I'll go ahead and make the motion that resolution number 3 to approve the 2025 Town Board regular monthly meeting schedule.
Any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Okay, next one, resolution approving the appointments that I make. Confidential secretary, Billy Joe. Budget officer, myself and Billy Joe. Deputy, Jim. Code enforcement, safety and training, Shane. Dog control, Danielle. Registrar, vital statistics, Becky. Dam keeper, Denise. And court clerk, Becky, by appointment by Judge Maynard. I have his letter here appointing her again.
Good.
So if I can get a resolution for that group.
I'll go ahead and make a resolution to appoint as followed as the town supervisor just read off from A to I.
H.
H? A
Yep.
H. Sorry.
Second.
Any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Committee appointments. If somebody wants to be on another committee or don't want to be on a committee or whatever, this is your chance. Okay, administration, myself. Grants, capital projects, real property, the whole board. Lifeguard, seasonal employee. Supervisor with input from the town board. Town of Dannemora Parks and the Beach, Mike and Jason. Liaison with the environmental groups, Joey. Dam liaison, Jim. Dannemora Fire Department, Jim. The village, myself. Youth commission, or youth projects, I guess we could call it something else now, Mike.
We're good doing there.
Line Mountain Fire Department, Jason. Line Mountain Sewer and Water, myself. Public Health and Safety, Shane. Chateauguay Lake Water Control Board, liaison, Mike. Dannemora Water and Sewer, Jim. Town Highway Department liaison, Jim. Ledgers Water District, Joey. EMS, Jason and Joey. Resolution, motion, please.
So I'll make a resolution for the committee appointments under I, and which encompasses the alphabetical order of A through Q.
I'll second.
Any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Resolution to approve Town of Dannemora appointed positions. Matt Favreau has agreed to be our attorney to the town. Trevor is the assessor. Town historians Bill Leduc and Anna Golovach. The board committee, Gary Hart, Mary Brasser, Kathy Moulton, Judy Quay. And youth events, the town board.
I'll go ahead and make a resolution to the positions from A to E.
Second.
Any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Reaffirm the following town employees. Custodian, Matt Moore. Page 2.
Is this a resolution?
We don't have to resolve this one. This is just to
Okay.
put it out in the public. Sewer operator for Lime Mountain, Adam Lucas, Patrick Chase. Water operator for Lime Mountain, Martha Chase. Ledger's water operator Phelan Minor, Danamora water operator Brock Gerbil, scale operator James Kay. They're still all willing to continue. Next one, resolution to authorize the secretary to accept claims, bills, invoices, and create the abstract.
I'm gonna make that resolution to authorize the secretary to the supervisor to accept claims, bills, and invoices and create the abstract.
I'll second.
Any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Resolution to pay telephone, utility, fuel, and postage before audit.
Make a resolution to pass to pay the telephone, utility bills, fuel bills, and postage before audit.
Second.
Any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Resolution to adopt the following procedures and designations. Our regular payroll is every other Wednesday. Elected official payroll, last payroll of the month. Highway superintendent is the exception, every other Wednesday. Payroll emergencies on Thursday. Bank designation, community bank. Investment group is New York Class. Newspaper, Press Republican. Mileage this year is 70 cents per mile. Per diem rate, we go by the state rate, and our official town website, townofdanamora.com.
Make the resolution to adopt the following procedures and designations as listed below.
I'll second that.
Any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Okay. Additional agenda items. I have an agreement here. Did I give you all a copy of that? Probably not. So I had Mark do the agreement that we're supposed to do with the highway department. General repairs, he agrees that the sum of $10,000 shall be set aside to be expended for primary work and general repairs upon the 22 lane miles of town highways to include sluices, culverts, and bridges having a span of less than 5 feet and boardwalks of renewal thereof. Permanent improvements on a road commencing at Higbee and leading to 374 of a half a mile. There shall not be expended over $31,946.20 to resurface. And on La Pointe Road, distance of 3/4 of a mile, not to expend over $72,046.50 to resurface that. Those are the things that he has agreed.
What road again, for resurfacing?
La Pointe
Okay.
Road and this Higbee.
Okay.
This one's in pretty bad shape.
Mm-hmm.
So those are the, and plus $10,000 toward culverts and those types of repairs.
Where does 3/4 of a mile get them down there, down to like Lynch's, past Jamie Jutman's?
I think it gets them down to that,
That's the end, he's gonna go.
That road that long, 3/4 of a mile?
Yeah, it goes down swirls and there.
mm-hmm.
I thought it only go down like where,
Goes all the way to like Judy Quay's.
okay.
Yeah, it does go past Jutman's quite a ways there.
Mm-hmm. So,
They're talking from 374 in?
Yep.
And that goes all the way like to,
I think it goes all the way to Quay's.
Paul Petruson's old
only
place.
to Quay's? That's it, not past Quay?
No, I don't think there's road past there. It's all
Gets
private drives
to the
past there.
thing They turn around right there.
That's
Yeah.
No, they go past it. That Davis is where Mary Denis used to live. Paul Peterson's old place, I don't know who has that now.
They turn around across from
Robin-
Quay's,
Robin Whedon's got a place there.
but those are all private, they've got long driveways. Those are not part of the road.
Then they turn off the road into there,
Jason,
for sure.
I think somebody needs somebody, I don't know if you wanna go or if you want Jason to go. They're looking, the people from the back.
Oh, you wanna go first?
I think we're okay for
Okay.
Shane.
Well, I think that's.
No, that's the-
So they would in there.
Knocking on Shane's door. But that road definitely goes past Judy Quay.
Yeah, he's only gonna go where they turn around where the tar ends there.
Oh, that's where the plow turns around, plow doesn't go past that?
Mm-hmm.
Go up that there.
No. Must be past there, it's seasonal.
Oh.
Yeah. Because I know they turn around across from Quay's, because they have the property across the road, and that's where they turn around.
Back up into Quay's there.
So anyway, there's a contract here for everyone to sign.
Let's start it now, you wanna wait till the meeting?
Yeah, actually, you can start now, and actually, there's two of them, because we have to send one to the county, and one gets filed with us.
Somebody gonna still make a motion?
Yep,
I'll make the motion to sign the agreement for the expenditure of highway monies for 2025.
I'll second it.
Any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? I'll ask him when he comes back.
Go that way.
All right, let me sign it. Okay.
Two.
So, motion to authorize highway superintendent to post weight limit signs at his discretion.
I'll make that motion for item number 2 for highway superintendent to post limit signs and discussion.
I'll second.
Any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Motion to authorize Supervisor Coyer to renew the Lion Mountain wastewater treatment plant ban that was originally $200,000 and pay the current interest. So I've been working on that pretty much half the day between fire calls here.
So when we get that bond, we'll get paid back this plus interest back to the general fund that we let them borrow?
Yep,
Okay.
yep. The bond will assume this debt, this will be rolled into it, and we'll get
This is
this
going
paid out.
on second year of that?
This is like the 4th year of it,
This fourth
and, yes, and we've had to pay, so last year, 2 years, you don't have to pay back principal. When you roll it a 3rd year, you have to pay back 2% of the principal, which we did last year. We have to pay another 2% of the principal this year. So the interest on this year's was horrendous. It was double. It was $10,505.71, which we have to pay in order to roll this over, plus the 2%, which is another $3,920. So this is going to cost $14,425.71 to roll,
Why is the interest so high?
because the interest
For the
was,
third year?
just because it was a 5.39% interest.
Oh, okay.
So,
So you're keeping that in a tally that they'll all get reimbursed from that bond?
yep. I mean, we could actually pay this one, well, out of the sewer. The sewer has enough money to pay this, but,
You probably wanna keep that there though, right?
yeah, in case we need it there.
Boom.
So, someone will need to move to authorize me to renew that ban.
I'll make the motion to authorize supervisor to renew the White Mountain wastewater treatment ban, 200,000 and pay current interest.
Second.
This one's a roll call.
Any more discussion? Roll call, Jim.
Yes.
Jason.
Yep.
Mike.
Yes.
Joey.
No.
Deb.
Yep.
I'll ask him when he comes in.
Did everyone get a chance to look at the policies?
Some, yes, no.
Like I say, I looked at them, there was just a couple of really small things like changing names. They're pretty much, I mean, we looked at them all last year, and some of them we made last year. Not really anything has changed in any of them. So, if someone wants to move to approve the town policies for 2025, we can have them ready
If
for
something
you.
comes up, we can always edit them anyway.
Oh, yeah,
So it's not like they're locked in stone, so I'll go ahead and make that motion. For line item number 4 to approve, all town policies that start with the alphabet, letter A through N.
Second.
Any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
So I'll get these typed up, or bring them up and put our new signature blocks on them, so that at the next meeting in a couple weeks, we can sign them all and put them back in the folder, and it'll all be legit. Okay, other things as required.
Just before you jump in that,
Okay,
the Orsan policy, we're on our last year of that? Is 2025 our last year of that?
yes,
And $400,000 of that money goes into our budget yearly?
mhm.
And do we have a plan to, what we're gonna do when that Orsan
Well, that's why
We're
we've
not
been,
renewing the contract?
that's why we've been saving, putting stuff in savings. We've got, in the general fund savings, we've got, about 2 million.
That's
So,
5 years.
we
If
can-
you use 400,000 a year.
Yep, so we're
How much
trying,
interest on that a year?
Well, it's 4.45 or something, it dropped down to, because the Fed.
yeah, it dropped to like 4.2, it's still above 4% right
Is it
now.
$100,000 a year?
Close.
More?
Yeah, about 100,000 is what we make on it. That's why we, if we have, like, we've got a couple things that would get money in, like, like that battery storage thing, that's another one. It's a drop in the bucket, but at least it's income. And we're looking at what we can do, what other things we can do. I mean, the highway guys have some ideas that, they're saying that had people approach them about like setting up a plant here so that like people don't have to go all the way to Plattsburgh or all the way to Malone, like to get, set up like a tar plant almost up on top of the hill there.
Concrete or tar? Concrete?
Probably concrete. So, because since Malone closed down, they closed
The only one's out on 11D, that one's still running. I mean, you got Arnold's that's running,
So,
you got two of them in Plattsburgh, you got Diesel's,
Arnold was in Ellenberg? Arnold and Ellenberg?
Arnold Mall,
yeah.
but before the old highway.
There's gonna be a pretty major, when those windows start, the solar project is dead there?
They haven't had anybody who's been willing to set it up. And I think the big problem there is that the infrastructure from NICEAG won't support it. They don't have, because they gotta have something that can feed into it. Maybe once that battery storage gets in place and running, it might be able to store enough, or it might be able to store some of that
I don't know.
energy coming off the solar
There's a lot
panels.
of power going in Ellenberg probably starting this year, a lot.
Yeah, I got the flyers in the mail there, so,
But
I don't know, that new pole line's gotta be pretty close to complete. They were on my property a couple weeks ago. They were getting close, but I don't know if those new pole lines, if that's all they'll handle is everything they're putting in.
I think it's a new towers that's gonna feed back to the plant.
100 windmills, 154 windmills, plus all kinds of solar farms. Gary Bombard, you know where Gary Bombard is, right behind the church?
Yeah.
He's gonna be full of solar, full.
Unfor-
Pat Curran, I talked to him about cutting my property. He said he owns a lot of property, he always buys it for wood and stuff. And they he has a bunch of property, he's gonna have 17 windmills. And he's gonna have, I forget, over 200 acres of solar panel. And the solar panels pay $1,700 an acre.
Wow.
see, the town, we tried when
Wow.
A year?
we were trying to see if we could put solar
He
panels.
said his
on
contract
the
for that
property.
solar project that he's getting is $275,000 a year.
Getting like 10 grand a year for a windmill.
He's got a windmill, he put a windmill up, he's gonna have a windmill, one of his projects for a windmill, he's got one windmill up for sale for the windmill's not there yet, but the contract's there, $350,000 he wants. But that windmill's probably gonna generate $900,000,
Over what, a 30-year period?
25 years, 20 years, I believe, we're in the process of renewing our contract with them, I believe it's 25.
Yeah, the lifespan of them's not 25, is it? It's only like 50.
The ones they're tearing down in Chateauguay are 20 years old.
20? Yeah, they're to the limit.
And they're decreasing big time and then so I think they're taking 90-some windmills out, they're putting 35 windmills back. Well, they're taking all the windmills out, 150-some windmills, putting 36 back in. That will equate to about 150.
Really? They're that advanced in their technology?
Yeah, they're huge.
There's gotta be some politics in there, who's getting them and who's not getting them.
Frank and Wilbur are still in the running.
They only got one on that lot.
One,
That's only a 50-acre lot, kind of swampy,
yeah,
right in the softwoods.
yeah,
Okay.
I kinda keep track, I don't know if, I'm like, what the frick, everybody else around me wants them, I might as well take one, cause I'm gonna listen to them anyway, so. But, yeah, so what if the budget, one more Orson thing before, if we put no money out of the savings into the budget,
Mm-hmm.
what kind of tax increase would that be?
It'd be about we'd be paying what other towns pay, like over $2 per thousand in our general fund. We are pretty much the only town that pays less than $2 per thousand, except for ones that have windmills. Busco
Right.
doesn't, Ellenberg, Altona, but like Plattsburgh, it's over $2 per thousand. Saranac, they're $2.60 per thousand,
And we're at what right now, 1,000?
60 cents.
64?
Yes, yeah, it's in this, like 60-something cents.
Well, our normal expense, but everything's brand new in that garage, which shouldn't cause us any headaches, so to speak.
So our general fund will go up, but that one, I mean, it went down this year. It should continue to go down because,
Well, we got other revenue gonna be coming in from the battery place too.
yeah, we got the battery place and we got the two towers
Cell towers back
is what
there.
we have for revenue.
Revenue.
Well, just, it means if we got some revenue and if we use the interest, but if we just throw the money away, if I have money in my pocket, I hate to spend it.
Mhm. So, but it's something to, work on, is trying to get, and perhaps they, well, you hate to continue that contract because, I mean, we all see how much that sand has gone down.
And once they get down there, then, I mean, it's either rent a screener or buy a screener and have it up there where they can generate and get their own stones for their gravel and ditches.
Well, and there's that Phoenix company too that once there's nobody with a contract there, they might be willing to negotiate again.
Right.
But they wouldn't do
any.
any,
All that, and only taking the mineral they want and leaving all the.
Yeah, we're pretty much leaving everything.
so
I
that's,
just, and I don't know, true, not true, they say there's more sand at the tar plant than there was at the sand pile,
Probably,
but.
but they're gonna hit the.
Well, there probably is
water
now.
Before they can get it all.
Well, that's what I mean, though, if the water table's there, which I can't think is that far down, 100 feet, maybe, I don't think it's 100.
Well, the swamp's in the back, so.
And the brook's over on the side, I don't know.
all right, well, everybody put on your thinking caps on how we get money. Okay, another thing, we've got the GPSs ordered for the new tandem and the incoming vehicle. I talked to Riley today and he said it should be any day now they release them because they just got in the 25s of that, of the Mavericks, and there's no recall on them. And he goes, they use the same exact cameras on them, so they should be coming down and releasing these any day now. So we ordered the GPSs for them though. As soon as they come in, then I'll call the guy that installs them for us and get those on there. I gave you something, this starts with the email to Pat Chase about the SCADA system that we talked about up at the water station. We had already approved this at one point.
Yeah, back.
So this is information. I talked to Ben, the one who sent him this today. He's going to send us something for the next meeting that I said we need to see something invoice format where things are broken out as to what's getting put in, what's labor, what's whatever. So he's going to give us that. And
Yep.
so that's with that. We did, let's see. So I mean, we do get some money in. We get mortgage. We get now. If we want to make the town look good, but hurt the overall thing, is we can do like some towns do and not have our sales tax taken by the county, because we had over $400,000 in sales tax revenue coming to us. We put that against what the county's gonna charge us, so that's why the county, on your tax bill, the county is what it is. That's with our 400,000 of our sales tax revenue. Without that, the county line would be way up there. We could take that money and well, it comes in December, every December I could say, yeah, we want the money. They would send us a check for that and we could apply it. But either way, I mean, the taxpayers are gonna pay because it's,
But then you're gonna turn around and have to pay the county the sales.
right, and we're gonna have to pay it, you know, a lot higher for it makes the county look good because theirs goes down. But, so I'll have to see how, you know, maybe we can split it, but last year I looked at, taking some of that money to pay for, like a truck or something, cause if they give you that sales tax money, you can spend it on anything. It's not fenced, you know, don't have to spend it in general fund, or, you know, it's not like, you can spend it on buying trucks or whatever. And, but it would have really made the county rate go way up. So that's something for us to think about. And we'll be getting another, that's what they estimate we're getting when they, like in November, when they're doing their budget. Typically, January, February timeframe, we get more sales tax revenue from the county because there's more. They estimate low and then they give us the remainder. So that too also goes into our savings. So we have,
That's another form of revenue though, right?
yep, so, and we get mortgage tax, which is on about 12,000, 12 or 13,000. So we get those kinds of things. So that's something that we can discuss when, you know, at another meeting. Once we get that in, I can calculate, you know, what it is gonna cost to, you know, if we were to take that sales tax money, what the county line would look like. Because I think the total that we owe the county is something like, you know, it's under $1 million. So I mean, half of that, almost half of it, we feed back into it with our sales tax revenue to pay it off.
Okay.
All right.
More to come.
Let me see if there's anything
More to
else. I have Rising Connect. Yeah. We had a snafu with our payroll stuff, so we're not with the payroll, but with well, we did have a snafu with payroll in that the company Williamson Law Book hadn't updated to the 2025 roll until yesterday afternoon. So Billy was tearing her hair out for that. And we had a little snafu with our positive pay, so we're getting some calls that the checks bounced and that kind of thing, which the money was there, but it hadn't been released by the bank. So we'll have a couple of bounce check fees to pay, nothing serious, other than Tedford's. $50
a piece.
for each bounce check. I'm gonna have to call them, see if they want our business anymore. I'm gonna get rid of those bounce check fees, $50 a piece, that's crazy. Anyway,
What do we send to Tedford's?
Patrick had his truck fixed,
Oh.
so,
Geez, usually it takes forever to get a freaking vehicle back from them.
yeah, well, they did it pretty quick, I don't know, maybe put the fear of God in them, I don't know. But
I stopped going there because of that. Jeez.
You know Fred Martin? Fred Martin? No? Yeah. He was a fireman on the air base. This is a civilian fireman on the air base. He works at Tedford's, I think, Monday, Wednesday, Fridays now.
No, I don't. What else you got?
I think that's it, anybody have anything they care to share?
The 811 you dig again, so that's up, but in climate weather, I'm sure the village is new supervisor down there, but Larry's in charge. He's got all the information. I told him to call my cell phone if they have time or they can get out there to go and scratch that up and dig it, so.
We did have that fire that was yesterday morning, on the other end, and it's actually in Saranac District. The closest hydrant was the one that was next to where Cassidy's was, and it was frozen. So I got Eric Jarvis called me this morning, or was it yesterday morning? Kind of pissy, but. So what it ended up being is Brock called him and he said, I'll just bag the hydrant until spring. He says, because obviously it's froze. Whoever used it last didn't drain it properly. It froze, so.
So what were
Do
they
you need a
gonna
hydrant?
try to do from there?
They're filling trucks.
They're filling trucks because it was the closest hydrant to where the fire was. But
Anyone wanna get off the main, of course, they were rooting them out the back of generally Urbana probably.
yeah, I mean, there's two other hydrants that are almost as close, and we've got 4 hydrants at that end, and they're all relatively close. I mean, it's all just a little.
Eggleston Drive, there was another one right there, been on the side road out of the way.
Yep. So it's, that particular hydrant is bagged until spring, till we can.
It's on Cassidy side of the road, or?
Yeah.
Oh, it is, there's
Yeah,
one over
I
there.
think it's right there.
Yep.
So
That was Jerry, wasn't it? Anyway? The fire?
no,
Hellfire.
Kellogg.
Yeah.
Kellogg.
On Route 374?
yeah, Kellogg was the name.
Somebody
House
told me
right
that was
before,
Jerry Haley.
Mary
No.
Nissa's house. Remember Mary and Hawk?
Right.
We're next
House
door.
Right before them.
There were all the snow blowers and
Oh,
tractors.
they're in that,
No,
Jerry Haley's in the house before that?
I don't know where he lives, so,
Oh,
but wherever Mary Issa's house was, it's the house right
The
next
fire.
to it. Yeah. that's
yeah,
right.
I see where the
Is
back
that
end
where all
is
those junk is
now.
around the house and stuff? Not that one?
No, he had the orange side-by-side that was on the trailer, and he had the trampoline with the kids' things.
I mean, no, Frank, when he's hanging out with, Cormac.
Yeah.
He's like, there's this thing for his stepson there, Glenn. He used to own that house a long time ago.
Huh, I
All right.
can't picture it.
All right, well, I'm gonna call to adjourn.
We got one more, we're gonna have somebody come in. I haven't been up there yet, but we gotta look at that, address that back room.
Well, I had a discussion with them, and what I think the problem is that,
We have our own theory.
they heat that room, because they were using it for a break room. I can move this, there's something in my pocket, I'm sitting on it. So, when this building was designed, there's no heat in the floor over there, and that's not a heated room, because that was supposed to be the tool room. And so there's no heat in the floor, it wasn't designed to be a heated room. The break room is the one that's connected to the bathroom. When those guys moved in here, when the highway department moved in here, they didn't want the break room down there next to Pete's office and whatnot. They wanted it back in this corner, so they put the break room in that corner. So now, they heat that room, the heat goes up through the ceiling because there's no insulation, because it wasn't meant to be a heated room,
What are they heating with?
a space heater.
There's no water in that room, nothing? The room, Mark's room next to it has your pipes in there for water,
Yep, but that room was just
old sort.
yep, it was a tool room. And I said, I explained to the guys, I said, look, it has a door with this major lock on it, which you don't need for a break room. And I said, where you've got your tools is a wide open room. There's no door on that room that goes in there. I said, that was your break room. And it was who moved in here back in 2010 that decided they wanted the break room down there and not there. So these guys have decided they're gonna move their break room where it should be and put that as a tool room. So,
can they accomplish their work they need to do in there to mount a door on it, so it's not full of dirt, or they don't care, that deal, or?
I guess they don't care, I don't know. I mean, they can, best thing probably be to put those strips, like rubber strips, if it gets too dusty in there, but that was supposed to be that was the way this building was designed, that was the break room, and, it's heated, and near the bathroom and
They're game
everything.
for that, then, that's
Yep,
gonna be storage or whatever.
yeah, because, that room was so small, it's really, they're packed in there.
We'll have to watch out, make sure that sheet rock and stuff don't.
Well, we're gonna have to replace that sheet.
I was gonna say, is that springtime or
Yeah.
before that?
Yeah, we can't do anything about it right now, because I looked up through that hatch, I went in there, they took the hatch out, I went up there and looked in there, and it's open, you can see the soffits for the eyebrow that's over this way, over the judge's entrance over that way. You know, there's a soffit. I mean, it's all wide open. You can tell it was never meant to be heated because the wall is over here, so you know, all the metal beams and everything are just coated
Wide
with
open.
frost. So as that heat goes up through that ceiling and melts that's what they're getting is the melt off all
Yeah.
the metal up there.
So if we replace that sheet rock or whatever, they could buy some insulation, put some roll insulation over top of that, so you want just to avoid the heat loss.
Yep. But again, I mean, you're gonna have to wait.
Roll or
till-
blow it.
We're gonna have to
Either
wait until
one. Spring.
spring because it's just gonna keep icing up and until, you know, it doesn't make any sense to,
Or they using some kind of portable heater or something.
so. Right now, they're out in the bay.
Yeah, I walked down there, using the,
Because, I mean, they're not in that room because it's dripping. But, so they've stopped heating, I said, stop heating the room, because there's no heat in the floor. You know, you can touch the floor and it's cold. You go out in the bays and the floor is warm because it's, you know, that's where the PEX is, so. That's the issue, I'm not sure, well, I think it's because they really heat it. I don't know, those guys are really warm-blooded because they got the heat cranked in there. I went in there and it's like, it's hot in here.
also.
And so they're melting the ice above the ceiling. So they tried to say, oh, because she keeps the door open over there. But the door hadn't been open in a week and it was still dripping, so it was their heaters. So that's a springtime thing because you can't do anything about it right now. And
That building is a pain in the ass since they built this one.
absolutely, well, we can thank the people who fired the clerk of the works. Not to mention any names on the video, but. All right, I'm gonna call for an adjournment.
Second.
Thank you all.